No! Hey guys, welcome back to the 15th episode of Let's Play Space Engineers as a German engineer. At the end of last episode, we had a little bit of an accident, and we destroyed our hauler, as you can see over there. It broke in half while we were trying to drive out of the garage, the hangar, to do some kind of outro shots. So, yeah. So for this episode, one of the items on our list is going to be to repair the hauler. And I think another thing that I want to do is, because I have not messed around with that at all, is I want to check out blueprinting and projectors and that kind of stuff. I'm not sure how far we will get into this episode, because I suspect repairing this will take a little bit. But yeah, it's like, how did they say? Like, you don't regret not having a backup until you do, or something like that. But so yeah, like it would be good to blueprint the vehicle so that if we ever damage it again or destroy it again, that we can more easily rebuild it or repair it. So I'll add here, check out blueprints. There you go. Okay. And then also another thing, the mine has been chugging along. Basically, the entire last episode, it's been just running and doing its thing. But it's hasn't really caught up. Like, as in the drill heads haven't really lowered far enough to really mine anything. And I wonder if it is moving too slow, as in if it is dropping too slow, and we need to change that again. So if we have the time, we might mess around with the mine a little bit more. But for now, let's see what we can do about the hauler. Okay. So I think what happened is, well, I'm not 100% sure. Definitely one of the cargo containers broke. So there used to be 3, and there's no longer 3. So my guess is, while we were driving out of the hangar, we must have scraped the cargo container and destroyed it. For now, I think I want to just rebuild the hauler. I'm not going to focus on kind of fixing, like, I want to focus on rebuilding it instead of kind of like resolving what the cause of it breaking was. So we're not going to make any significant changes yet. We're focusing on rebuilding it first. And I thought about this a little bit. Since we now have, like, essentially 2 independent grids, the back one and the front part, and I wasn't sure if it is even possible to reconnect those. I did a little bit of research, and I think the way that we can ultimately reconnect them is by using merge blocks. So if we have merge blocks on each of the two parts, then we will be able to reconnect them, and then we should be able to weld them all up again. And then we can remove the merge blocks, then we have one structure again. To be able to get them in the right position, though, I think we need to, like, some kind of, like, third hand or something that we can kind of attach each of the 2 pieces to and then maneuver them around with. So I think I'm going to be building this first. So basically, ultimately, it's going to be almost like a little crane thingy with, like, a magnet plate, I'm imagining. One for each of the 2 pieces. And then there's going to be a hinge, and there's going to be a rotor, and possibly even a piston. And then we can, almost certainly a piston, in fact, then we can lift those 2 pieces up and kind of rearrange them and get them into position with each other. So let me see if I can do this. I think I do want to start off, though, by getting this here out of the way, because we don't need this. So yeah, 2 arms, 1 for each part, to lift it up, get them aligned with each other, weld some merge blocks onto them, merge them, rebuild the broken parts, and then we should be golden. Let's grind these down here quickly. Let's build off of the base so we have power. So what I think we need is, we definitely need a hinge and a rotor, and then probably also a piston. And I think we need to come a little bit further out, and that for each of the two. I'm not exactly sure how the magnet plates will work. Like as in if they will somehow align the pieces when they are magnetized, or if they will just like pick them up in any position. I think I want to put the hinge there first. And I'm not sure if I will need a rotor, frankly. And if I do, I should probably put it underneath the hinge. But then again, if I put it underneath the hinge, then the hinge can only go to a 90-degree angle, and so I actually should put the rotor up and then put the hinge off to the side. Yeah, so let's put the rotor first here. Okay, and then we'll put a block on top. And we'll put the hinge here. And then we'll attach a piston. Okay. I think that should work. And then I guess we also need the magnet plate. Let's weld this up and see if it works. Oh, I realized right-clicking closes build vision. In the last episode, I was like, I complaining about that hitting the control key again doesn't close the last instance of build vision, which I still think would be probably useful. But I didn't realize right-clicking would close it as well. I always had to like look away, which was kind of jarring, I think, also. Okay, so can we get the magnetic plate on it here now? No. But this way we can. Okay. Which makes sense. Which was the way that I would have expected it. Let's get the material quickly. One thing I'm wondering is if we can... Best way to control this is... I've seen people actually use cockpits to control contraptions like this, but I'm not sure if that is a mod or if that's possible with the vanilla game. So let me quickly slap a control station, control seat on here. Okay, so I assume now I need to... Yeah, I'm not sure. Crane hinge. Crane piston. Crane magnetic plate. Crane rotor. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to... the rotor here, and I'm going to toggle the lock. Rotor lock on off. And then this here is going to be... reverse the direction. And then I'm going to do basically the same thing for the hinge. And then the same thing for the piston. Piston doesn't have a lock. So I'm just going to have a extend and retract. How do I make it not move though? I mean, I could reset velocity, but... Yeah, I think what I need to do is then change these here with increase velocity, decrease velocity, and then here velocity reset. I first need to configure them correctly. Crane, rotor, the lock needs to be on. Okay, it's on. And then I need to set a velocity. Maybe 1 run per minute. So let's see. I think that's good. And then do the same thing for the hinge. Hinge lock on. Velocity 1 round per minute. And then pistons. I don't think I need to change anything here. I just need to reset and then extend. Okay. How does resetting velocity close it again? It's not exactly what I wanted. Oh, I see. Okay. Because resetting doesn't actually set it to 0, it sets it to minus 0.5. That's weird. Okay, I need to, for the hinge, I think I have the limit set correctly, yeah. And then I also need to be able to turn on and off the... I want to move this over. Can I turn the piston on and off? Will that work? Toggle block on off. And then this you just reverse. Switch lock. But I think I do need to... I do need to increase the piston velocity a little bit now. Let's do a meter per second. I think I have the wrong action on the bar here. Reverse. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see. Okay, that somehow worked. Uh-oh. Our vehicle is kinda rolling away here. Let's turn on the handbrakes. Okay. Okay, well, the fact that this rolled all the way down here doesn't actually help us a lot. It actually makes things a little bit more complicated. And I also think we may need another hinge up here so that we can actually maneuver this part around. So right now this will probably not allow us to align the blocks, but let's just try. Let's build the other crane quickly and see like if we can work from there. This is working. So the only question that these parts are like not aligned at all, and if I want to align them, I think I will have to. I need to have more maneuverability in the head of this piston as well. I might even need another rotor and another hinge. So let's just get this a little bit in here, and then we'll settle it down. I think on the ground. Let's set it down right here. The hinge needs to lower it. We should be able to let it go here. There we go. Okay. Let's get this down again as well. So we'll probably just sit down right here where we got it from. Okay. And then. So I think we may need to move this a little bit further away, because I do think we need a hinge and a rotor so that we can align these pieces with each other in the front. So let's move this out of the way a little bit so we can attach a hinge and a rotor. And piston. Locked. Then let's raise it up There we go. Okay, and then this is very shaky. Extend it a little bit more. Oh wait, extend it more. Okay, and then lower it here. And then drop it. There we go. And then retract it. Perfect. I mean, yeah, I don't know if it if it would be more effective to just like the front part is not even that many pieces. So if I had just rebuilt the front part, but this is a nice exercise and we're learning something, so I like it. Okay, let's grind off the magnetic plate here and here. And then we're gonna add another hinge and rotor. Does it make a difference in terms of direction? Like order? Put the rotor first or should I put the hinge first, I guess is the question. I think if I put the rotor first, I have more flexibility in how to move the vehicle. Frankly, I'm not 100% sure. I'll just put the rotor first. Because I feel like that's the right choice. And kind of also what I did before. And then put the plate back on. Right. The same thing over here. Okay, so next we'll need to configure them and put them on the bar. And I don't think we have enough space on this one, so we're actually going to create a second one. And then this one over here. Now what this allows me to do is let's get the hinge into position here. So now I already regret the order that I put these things on, because really I need to rotate. Once I've picked this up, I need to rotate the whole body of the car in the other direction. Well, let me think about this for a second here.
1 hour later.
Yeah, so I think I do need another. I need another rotor at the tip. I'm not convinced that I technically need it, but it'll definitely make everything much easier here, and make this less of a complicated kind of undertaking. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to grind off the magnetic plates again and add another rotor here, and that will allow us to kind of rotate the vehicle around its own axis. So like we'll attach the magnetic plate in the end, like somewhere on top of here, and then with the last rotor we can then just move the whole vehicle around the axis of that rotor and allow it to align with that. I'll show you guys once we've constructed everything. Okay, so now we just need to reconfigure this here again. So now, let's get the front pieces kind of like well lined up. That's not too bad in terms of position. Let's just get to the other one for now. So I don't know how exact the merge blocks need to be aligned with each other. So I'll lift up this piece and then I'll get the merge blocks in position, and then we'll see. It's quite possible that they have to be like very, very, very well positioned. And in that case, we'll need to see. We may need to fiddle around here a little bit more. There we go. This is pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, it might not be enough, but something like that, right? So actually, so how are we gonna end up properly connecting them? So what I want to do, I think, is I want to put one of these cargo containers back in place here, so we'll move this out of the way a little bit more. And then we'll get on this side everything back up and running. And then we'll attach the merge block in the bottom, so that we can actually end up merging these two constructs to each other. So what that means is, let's see, let's grab a merge block. So how does this work? Yeah, I guess it would be like this. And then I'd have to... Okay, let's see. Merge block down here. Can't connect to the tube. It's probably fine. Let's replace it with a block temporarily for now. Okay. Okay. So the merge blocks are attached. I just realized that I forgot to actually put another cargo container here, so I'm gonna fix that quickly. Okay, so now the merge blocks are in position again. And I believe, if I recall correctly, that this was all one height here. The bottom of these cargo containers were flush with the bottom of this part. So the merge blocks should be in the right position. They're both white. This one is powered. I'm not sure if they need power. Seems fine to me. So I guess I just need to get these two pieces as close as possible together now to actually get them to merge. So let's see. I assume the merge block will change in color if they are in the right position. I feel like I should probably crane hinge all the hinges and reduce their speed. Minus 0.5. And then also do the same for all the rotors. Minus 0.5. And the same for the piston. 0.5. Yeah, that should there's a little bit more granular control. Yeah, doing this with the lock is actually not great. It's kind of like winds up. It continues moving just a little bit, even though the lock is on. How close are we? I think we need to grind down at least these kind of like pieces on the side, just to make it easier. Oh, this is much better. We're really close. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at this. It's connected. Oh, I did not expect this. I did not expect this. That's amazing. And it was powered on immediately. The lights are on. That's amazing. Okay, let's oh. I'm not sure if these blocks here are all kind of like connected already. So if I grind away that one block here, then this merge block will definitely come off. So, and I'm a little bit afraid of this. So I'm gonna put this here first to keep this merge block in position while I grind off. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I turned off dampeners. Okay. I can't believe this worked. Oh, I can't believe this worked. This is amazing. I'm so happy about this. You guys can't imagine. Okay, let's get this gun here. Okay. Now I should be able to run this conveyor back up. Okay, so now this should at the very least be connected through the conveyors. So if I take off these connector blocks, merge blocks, we should still be good, right? Let's see. Yes. Okay, perfect. We've successfully repaired our vehicle. Let's put the battery back here, and I'll fix these pieces that I ground off over here. Give me a couple minutes. Okay, it's all welded up again. Now we just need to detach it from one of the arms, I think, and then just lower it with the other. Perfect. Oh, the ordeal is over. Ouch. So let's get in the cockpit quickly. Let's make sure that we have the strength all the way up. So I think what may have happened here... Yeah, actually, something else. There was definitely too much power on the wheels. I don't know what the default power is, but let's put it to 40 for now. Definitely need to lower our thing here, because that's too high. I'm just gonna save. I don't want to accidentally destroy this here again. So I think what may have happened last time is that I've seen this before, that when I drive up here, it does scratch right there. And it actually does scratch with the cargo container, or like in the vicinity of the cargo container. So I think if I just, as long as I do this very, very slowly, I should be fine. But if I drive up here faster, then that's where the problem occurs. So I think I can raise this up one more. I mean, this is technically probably too much. Here, what I can do, I think, is I can just cheat a little and get the two hinges here. Because right now they are both at lower limit of 72 and lower limit of 72. And so if I do 9 more, which it will do if I press one of these buttons, it'll come up just a little bit too much. So I'm going to manually increase it by not quite 9. Let's say 7 or 6. Upper limit first. Do 65 is 6. And 66 here. And that... Yeah, should be much better. Perfect. It's not grabbing onto this very much. I think I want to adjust the magnetism of the connectors a little bit. Strength is 1% on this one. Oh, right, I rebuilt this one. 0.01. 1% seems better. Let's do maybe 0.5, so it's not overly strong. It's too strong to just drive it off. Connect. Let's disconnect. Let's see how strong it is when I drive back on. Oh. Yeah, I think that's good. I actually think one way how I can potentially make this more robust and not as sketchy driving up and down this ramp. Obviously, I could make this ramp less steep somehow, or add a elevator, something along those lines. Or the other thing that I might be able to do is attach a third pair of wheels. Those wheels will help with preventing the vehicle from scratching up against this corner here, if I like placed it somewhere here in this area. So that might be something to look into. So I think if I wanted to try that, I would just... Let me see here. I think I can just kind of like slap a pair of wheels on there without changing the hull all too much, and see if that will actually help first. I need to pull out some blocks here, I think. Okay, this is just kind of like get a rig together, but this should allow us to understand if this will actually help getting up and down here or not. So let's put this... I used a crane to kind of lift up the vehicle so we could attach the wheels. They wouldn't want to materialize otherwise. So let's get this down again. Let's see, I think we just lower it down, right? Oh, that's the wrong direction. Okay, and then reverse this again. Unlock. Up. And if this actually helps, then I'll kind of reinforce those this attachment points here a little bit and make this look nicer. So let's see. Whoa! Yeah, it works. Not exactly like I wanted. So I think there is a couple things that I can do differently here to make this work a little bit better. First of all, I can these additional wheels, these here. Did I put a left wheels on both? How can I tell? Left suspension. That's wrong. It should be a right suspension. I'll change that. Okay. But outside of that, I think the right fix here is to take those two wheels and give them... they shouldn't be steering. Propulsion is fine, I guess. Braking is fine. The height offset to be up, so I don't want them to be as high off the ground. Maybe to -10. -0.1. And then also, I don't want them to be very... Do I want them to be strong? Maybe. I'm not sure. Okay. So, let's see. So they're a little bit off the ground now. So now if I come up here, they'll still do what they are supposed to, but don't lift up quite as much. I don't love it, but it will prevent me from breaking my vehicle again. So we successfully repaired the hauler. Let's check out the blueprints part now. I'll leave these cranes here for now. They might come in handy later. Okay, so how do I use blueprints? I have no clue. Let's read up on it quickly. I'll be back in a few minutes.
One eternity later.
So let's see. What it said is to create a blueprint to press Control B, but if the grid is connected to another grid of the same size, it'll take a blueprint of the entire thing. But given that the hauler is small grid and the station is large grid, if I do Control B, that should work. If not, you can also hold Control Shift B to just blueprint the current grid. So let's see what happens if I hold Control B here. Okay, there we go. Small grid 1470. Speaking of which, how do I... Grid here. Grid name. So boldly unbuffed. Hauler. Okay. And also, actually, before I do that, let me replace this with the right wheel here. Okay, so I have replaced this here with a right wheel. And I changed the setting on these wheels a little bit as well. I chose to set the strength to very low, to 0 in fact. The main reason being that I want them to be able to move up and down here along the suspension quite flexibly. They're just here to prevent us from running into the bottom of the vehicle. But yeah, let's do the blueprint again. I do know that I want to I do want to kind of like update this here, the attachment, eventually, to make this look a little bit nicer, but I'll just go ahead and update the blueprint then. I want to figure out how this works here first. So let's do the Control B again. Boolean buff hauler. Okay. Can we delete this one here? Delete, yes. Yes. And then take screenshot. Oh, I see. Because we're like looking at it. Okay. Let's actually look at it from front, maybe. How do we open the blueprint menu without taking a blueprint? Yeah, I took a new one. So now that I have a blueprint of this, what happens if I put a projector onto it? Does this need to be in a specific position? Projector. Blueprints. Can I load this here now? Multiple grids are not supported, only the largest grid will be used. I don't know if I understand. Keep projection. I am confused. I am so confused. What am I projecting? This is my base. Okay, let me okay, let me try this again. I don't know what I did wrong here. I may have to retake the blueprint. Projector. Remove. Blueprints. Double click. Oh, okay, it's multiple. I see. Okay, let me, so apparently, maybe it did end up blueprinting everything since it was connected. Let's try the Control Shift B variation here. Number of blocks, type small. Yeah, that probably is better. Rename. Okay. Yes, I want to replace it. Let's try the projector again. There was no error this time. Okay, it is projecting it, but it's not exactly projecting it in the right position. Right, so let me see here. Is that the... Where is the projector? Forward offset. No. That looks okay. And horizontal offset? Not quite. Here. I think vertical offset needs to go down. I think it still needs to go back. So forward offset is... There we go. I think this is correct. So now if I were to grind down... Nice. Okay. And we're back where we left off last time. I guess we do have these cool cranes out here now. These will be handy and kind of like doing repairs and modifications to this vehicle and other vehicles. If you guys have any idea how if there's a way for me to be able to, when sitting in a control station like this, to use like WASD and mouse look or whatever to actually control any of these components here. Like if I could use WASD to kind of like spin the rotor and like extend and retract the piston or something, that would be, I think, would be really useful. But so, or even mouse lock somehow. So if you guys know if that's possible, and if so, how, let me know in the comments below. I'll do a little bit of more research as well, because I think that would make these things here so much easier to use. Let's quickly look at our dashboard. Yeah, we checked out blueprints. And I do want to take a quick look at the mine once more. So slowly. Let me double check, because I'm not convinced this is actually lowering. I may actually... did I turn that off? I think I may have turned it off at some point. I think this might actually be it. I think yeah. Oh no, they are moving, but incredibly slow. Is this the right amount? So let's look at the rotor again. What is the rotor here? So this does 0.05, meaning 10 minutes. 20 minutes is one full revolution. I think it's revolution. 20 minutes is one full revolution. The way to think about this is when it does a full revolution, I want these drills to be basically grinding this ground roughly at the half point level. Like if we talked about this, you can imagine there's a sphere around these that is like at least 2.5 meters in diameter, radius. So this will go down 2.5 meters, which is roughly where we're at here from the center. So I want it to drop by 2.5 meters per hour. No more. Let's say 2 meters per hour. So 2 meters per hour is... Let's do a little bit of math here. Wait. 20 minutes is a rotation. Not an hour. It's actually 3 revolutions per hour. Revolutions per hour. It drop by 2 meters per... So that's per hour. So let's do per minute, per second, and then divided by 9 is per piston. So this is again 3 zeros, 1 6. This is roughly what we have, I think. It is what we have. Yeah. That's definitely not what it's doing. My guess here is what's happening is actually that it's rounding this somewhere. Because frankly, I don't think this is moving at all. It should be moving 2 meters every time this turns around 1 full revolution. That's definitely not what's happening. Instead of what we're doing right now, I think what we can do is we could set a higher velocity and then regularly increase the limits with the timer block. Yeah, we should be able to use a timer block. Let me set that up quickly, and see if I can make this work. Okay. While I was setting up these timer blocks and stuff, I realized why this is not working as I expect. This is... I'd like to pull my hair out over this, but pistons are off. The pistons are not actually moving. So I should be able to turn them back on again now. And that should fix it. We'll see. I'll let the spectator camera observe this mine for a little bit. And if it does work, then we're golden. If it doesn't work, then I will go ahead and try the the timer blocks. Okay guys, so it looks like the mine is working. There's one change. It's not really minor. I was going to say minor, but it wasn't minor. One little last change that I did. That is, I decided to change the speed to 0001. So this is as low as it goes, if I'm not mistaken. And while in theory I could probably run the mine a little bit quicker than that, this seems to be working, and it doesn't seem to be creating any problems. I had one... the mine got stuck once. There were like a little small... some small pieces of kind of voxel left here. I think they were from a previous run though. These were not from this run. So far this mine seems to be working just fine. You can roughly see how much deeper the mine goes, like with every revolution. It's the height difference between this area here and between this area. So it's not very deep. It's like maybe, I don't know, half a meter, something like that. Maybe it's somewhere between half meter and 1 meter. Right here on this ridge, you can see that right here on this ridge, if this mining head was significantly deeper, especially as we come over here where this ridge is like very high, right? If the mining head was much deeper, it would leave a remainder. And if it leaves a remainder, then we have a problem. So that's kind of like the reason why we can't run it faster. And the speed increments at this velocity, right? Like we can't do this here. So it rounds it to 2, which is too fast. So that's as fast as we can run. But it's working. So awesome. As you can see, I mentioned this last time. I used the voxel hands on 9. Oh yeah, let me show you guys this. Right. So I have actually F10, I have creative mode on right now for the voxel hands. If you go to the G menu, voxel hands, all these different shapes here, and you just take this and then you... Let me demonstrate this quickly somewhere. You right-click to remove some voxels. And like if there's like tiny voxels somewhere that you can't remove with the drill, if they just refuse to disappear, then you can use that to clean that up, which is what I did for the tiny voxels that remained here on the mine. Okay, let's do this here. We didn't look further into painting the hauler or the miner, but we repaired the hauler and we checked out blueprints and created the hauler blueprint. Created hauler blueprint, and we also fixed the mine. So I think, considering that we had this really bad setback with the hauler being destroyed in the last episode, or towards the end of the last episode, we're doing really well now. So, awesome. Hey, thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoy this, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps with the algorithm. And if you want to see more like this, hit the subscribe button. I upload Space Engineers multiple times a week, 2 times a week, and there's lots of other stuff on the channel to explore. Otherwise, see you guys next time.